Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is your
Japan? What's happening in Japan?
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Storyblocks, which has been an invaluable asset for us for well over 10 years at this point. Storyblocks gives you unlimited access to royalty-free photos, videos, music, sound effects, vectors, motion backgrounds, and so much more for one subscription cost, which means you never pay per clip. On top of that, there's a Storyblocks plugin for Adobe Premiere Pro that allows you to search all of Storyblocks right from Premiere. That is such a time saver for my editors. Now, for those DaVinci Resolve users, templates are now available in your Storyblocks library as well. We pretty much use something from Storyblocks in every video we make. In fact, since Steven and I are off to Tokyo shortly, here is a clip of us not walking across the street with time-lapse video. To sign up for Storyblocks or to learn more, head on over to storyblocks.com/fro. Now, this is part 2 of last week's fix because there was just way too much stuff to squeeze into one. So here we go. First up, Sigma has announced not
1,
not
2,
but
3.
new full-frame lenses for the Sony E-mount and
The L-mount Alliance.
in fact, I have all 3 of them. One review is currently out, the second is coming shortly, and the third will have to wait until after we're back from Japan to get filmed. Soon. But they are in no particular order: the 135-1.4 DG Art, the 20-200 3563 DG Contemporary, and the 35-1.2 DG Art 2. Now, it's kind of insane what Sigma has done as of late. This year, they've most notably dropped the 200 f2 and 300 to 600 f4, along with a slew of other glass. And now to drop 2 art lenses and a super compact and versatile 20-200 is kind of insane. Now let's start with the 135-1.4. We do have our hands-on review of it already out, and it is linked down below to watch after fix. For what it is, it's fairly compact and manageable at 3.15 pounds or 1.43 kilos, includes a lens collar for video shooters who need to be on a tripod, has a 105mm filter thread HLA motor for super fast and accurate autofocus, 13 rounded aperture blades, and comes in at $1,899. Now, I think it's a fantastic lens if you have the room to use it, because 135 is pretty long and you don't need the versatility of something else. Now, personally, I rather have an 85-1.2 over a 135-1.4, but then again, Sony doesn't have an 85-1.2 at this time, or I more than likely would rather invest in something more versatile like a 50-150, but it all comes down to your personal needs. Regardless of your needs, it is a fantastic lens. Now, remember when I posted a set of photos from the US Open a few weeks ago, but didn't tell you what I shot them with?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I shot those with the 20-200mm Sigma, and I loved its versatility. I absolutely loved using that lens outdoors. We hear the term one lens to rule them all the time in reference to those mega zooms, but they rarely go wider. They always go longer. Now, for now, I consider this the ultimate travel lens for the non-professional photographer. It's going to give that person something small, light, and powerful to take on vacation or wherever they decide to shoot. That's so long as your vacation isn't a safari, birding, or photographing whales. It's great for cities and countrysides, but things at a super distance, you still need something much longer. Now, it measures in at a massive 4.5 inches when collapsed, and pretty much doubles in size at 200mm. Now, it comes in at $999, which for some might seem like too much, but for others who want just one capable lens for travel, it might just be the right fit. I absolutely loved using this lens. And the third Sigma lens is their 35-1.2 DG Art version 2. Now, I love myself a 35-1.2. In fact, I love using the original Sigma 35-1.2. With that being said, there's just something about 1.2 at 35mm that is insane. I mean, just look at these little Dan photos from the original review of the 35-1.2. So damn good.
He was just so cute.
Now with the version 2, it's 20% shorter, 30% lighter, and goes down in filter size to 72 instead of 82 millimeters. Now it sports 2 HLA focus motors for lightning quick focus and weighs in at 755 grams. I love primes when you have the time, which does sound like a new shirt idea. But for real, when you have the time to move around, a prime is going to crush it. And this 35 1.2 is no exception. It's going to be great for photojournalistic work, street photos, and much more. If you think this lens is for you, it comes in at $1,549 for the Sony E-mount and the L-mount Alliance. Next up, Tamron tells Sigma,
Hey, hold my beer.
as they announced that they are working on a 25 to 200 millimeter f2.8 to 5.6 full frame lens. The 25 to 200 is the successor to their 28 to 200 2.8 to 5.6 and clearly will create a conundrum for people deciding between Sigma's 20 to 200 and this lens. Now, since this is just a development announcement, we don't know how much it will weigh nor what it will cost. Will it be compact and light similar to Sigma's, and what will it cost? Right now we don't know, but the 28 to 200 used to sell for $799. Now when the Tamron is real, I will have to put them both head to head to see who comes out on top. Any guesses to which one will be better? Let me know down below. Now real quick before the last stories, there are only 8 spots remaining for the last Fronos Photo Bootcamp of the year, which is on Saturday, October 11th of 2025. It doesn't matter if you're young or old, new to photography, or you've had a camera for a while. If you want to go hands-on with me, and I don't mean fighting because I don't like to fight, I'd love to have you join. To sign up and lock in your spot, head on over to bit.ly/fro1011 or click the link down below. And finally, we wrap up with 2 new Canon products, a lens and a point and shoot camera. Yeah, a point and shoot.
You know, those are funny.
First, the lens is an 85 1.4 VCM, which probably completes the VCM line for now. There's already a 20, a 24, 35, and 50 1.4 of the VCM lenses. They're all very similar in size and weight, which means they are ideal for gimbal type work. Now, Postman Fro just brought me this lens and I haven't had a chance to use it just yet. I'll have to use it after I get back from Japan.
Japan?
But in my opinion, there's no way it won't be a solid option for people who can't spend $3,000 for the 85 1.2 RF, but want something better than the slightly older Canon 85 f2 Macro RF, which is only $649, which isn't bad at all. Now, for those people who complain Canon doesn't have options, yeah, as you can see, they got a ton of them. They got plenty of 85 options at different price points. And now in the I didn't see that coming department, Canon announced a new PowerShot ELPH point and shoot, the PowerShot 360 HSA. And no, it's not a 360 camera. This entirely new and built from the ground up point and shoot, no, who am I kidding? The 360 HS was originally released in 2016, and the HSA, it sounds like a disease, is basically the same camera, but actually slightly worse. Now this point and shoot is packed with yesteryear's tech, like a small 20.2 megapixel sensor, Digic 4 Plus processor, 12-time optical zoom, 3-inch TFT LCD screen. That's kind of funny, it says LOL here, but I don't know how to do LOL without, typing it. LOL, ha ha ha. And a real flash, which is always nice.
I'm a real boy.
But the weirdest update to this camera is it went away from the SD card slot to a micro SD card slot. Now that right there, that makes no sense. Now if you can make sense of that, please let me know down below, because it makes absolutely no sense to go from SD to micro SD if you already are using all the same components as before. But at the end of the day, this is a smart move. In a world where Sony released a 10-year-old point and shoot for $5,000, Canon re-releases one for $379. Now I wonder who's gonna sell more. Yeah, I wonder. The fact of the matter is, none of the specs in this camera, well, matter. The people buying simply wanna have a point and shoot that they think is better than their phone, pop off a flash, and call it a day. I bet they'll sell a ton of these. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. Thank you very much for watching. Jared Polin, PhonosPhoto.com. See ya.